Streaming now, this is the Wood TV Live Desk.
And good afternoon, everyone. Phil Penarski here with the News 8 Live Desk. Hope you're all having a wonderful start to your day. Our guest today is Jessica Ponton with the Greater Kalamazoo Skating Association, and she's here today to talk about one of the biggest skating competitions in the entire country that actually gets underway this weekend here in Kalamazoo. Jessica, thank you so much for being here today. Really excited to get the chance to talk to you about this. It, of course, is the Kalamazoo Kick-Off. That's its name. It's happening at the Wings Event Center. It actually kicks off tomorrow and goes through much of the weekend, and there's going to be more than 130 teams there, a couple hundred skaters there competing all weekend long. Jessica, how excited are you for another Kalamazoo Kick-Off Classic?
You know, I think for a lot of people, this is the event that kicks off their synchronized skating season. So for a lot of the teams, this is the first time they're going to be taking the ice, and we love that they get to do it right here in Kalamazoo. This is our largest one ever. As you said, we have 148 teams that are coming here. We have teams coming from Canada. We have teams coming from as far away as Florida this year. So it's just great to see that many. I mean, we will have 2,000 skaters and even more parents and spectators and coaches. So Wings Event Center and the areas all around it will just be packed with a lot of excitement this whole weekend.
And I do want to touch on kind of the longevity of this competition, because you guys are celebrating 24 years of kind of hosting this event, and you even said it's grown even in just from the last year, you know, based on the number of teams, number of skaters, where people are coming from, the amount of spectators there. I mean, can you speak to just how much it's grown and really what 24 years means to an event like this and really to an organization like the Greater Kalamazoo Skating Association?
You know, we started in 1999 with just 11 teams, and many of those were our own Kalamazoo Kinetic teams. And I think it really speaks to our organizers. We are a fully volunteer-run organization, and this entire competition would not be possible without our great committee that works year-round to put this event on, and all of the volunteers that you'll see behind the scenes and in front of the scenes all weekend, working to make sure it's just a great, smooth event. We love the fact that we get to have it at Wings Event Center. I think not every skating club has the ability to have an event at such a large event center. It really feels like a huge competition. It feels like, for those of us who go on and have our skaters compete at Midwestern Sectionals and at the Nationals, it is a large venue, and it just feels like a big, exciting competition. And so I think that's why so many clubs and skaters look forward to Kickoff Classic every year.
Yeah, no, we're looking at some of the footage from past year competitions right now, and you know, just you said it yourself. You know, not many skaters get the chance this early on to perform in front of all of these people, in front of or at this ginormous stadium like the Wings Event Center. And you know, I kind of want to bring it back to people that are maybe going to be showing up for the first time this year. Whether it's a spectator, maybe they've got a child that's going to be competing as well, and maybe they haven't gotten the chance to be at an event like this one. What would you tell them to expect? This really is just such a unique opportunity for them, right?
It is, yeah. You know, it's a really lively sport. It's not one, you know, you think sometimes of like a dance competition where you sit and, you know, you clap. You know, you will see spectators cheering and screaming. We will have cowbells. People will have signs. There are teams that bring their mascots. The arena will be packed with people cheering. And the really exciting thing about this is we have skaters from our Aspire 1 level, which many of our skaters from Kalamazoo are 5, 6, 7 years old, up to our senior level master teams, which are some of our adult skaters. We have collegiate teams that will be there. In fact, Western Michigan will have 2 of their own teams there. So you really get that from the youngest skaters up to the oldest ones. Everyone supports everyone. That's a really fun thing about the synchronized skating community is you have the teams that pass each other in the hallways and in the warm-up areas, and everybody claps for everyone. They cheer for each other. It is such a great positive atmosphere. And when we get to share it on our home turf and get to have everybody come here to Kalamazoo, it's even more exciting.
Really just having everybody kind of support one another. I think that's a super awesome part of this whole competition. Mm-hmm. And Jessica, you know, kind of also just touching on the younger sort of, I guess really the whole competition. I think this is a really great question for it. Just the importance of having events like this. I think when most people think of figure skating or ice skating, they maybe think about the Olympics or some of the more higher end winter specific games, and that's when they maybe tune in a little bit. Maybe they don't have a favorite skater, but they're rooting for maybe their country or something like that. And that's kind of what I feel like a lot of people do think about it. But with having an event like this that's probably just as big as far as competition-wise goes, just the number of skaters that are going to be there. I mean, how important is it to have and be able to provide this space for skaters of all ages and allow them to compete, especially those who live in West Michigan or just right down the road at the Kalamazoo Wing Center?
Yeah, I think it's really important. When you think about figure skating, you often think about such an individualized sport. And synchronized skating allows you to be part of a team. And you don't have to be an expert skater to be part of a team. That's the wonderful thing about synchronized skating is we start with Learn to Skate. That's how we get most of our skaters into the club. They join Learn to Skate and they work through the levels. And we will have skaters there today or this weekend competing that are in our earliest levels of Learn to Skate. And so I will tell you, my son joined synchronized skating. He was in basic 2. He was 6 years old the first time he competed. He's gearing up for his 3rd Kick-Off Classic. My daughter started when she was 9 years old. So it's a really great thing for them to be able to have teams because most of them go on and they compete on their own as well. We say there's no off season in skating. We go from one event to the next and one type of skating to the next. And so the great thing about synchronized skating is you get to be part of a team and you get to learn to work together. You get to learn to skate together. And it really focuses on that team and that having fun from such an early age.
Right, awesome stuff. Well, Jessica, before we let you go, got to ask you this one last question. As somebody who's part of the Greater Kalamazoo Skating Association hosting the Kalamazoo Kick-Off, which does kick off on Friday, I want everybody to know that if you would like to know a little bit more information on the event, head on over to woodtv.com. Right now, inside this week's weekend planner, we've got tons of information there for you. But what really is your hope for an event like this? 24 years in the making to bring this specific show. It's going to be larger than ever. What do you really hope that not only the people that show up to support the skaters get out of it? Not just the skaters themselves, but maybe even your own skaters that are going to be there. What do you hope that they really take away from an event like this Friday, Saturday?
I just hope that they all feel that support and that love of the community. It's about getting out there. It's about doing your best and performing on just such a fun stage. They all have hopes of winning, and that's always great. But the nice thing about, about events like this is that they can be together. They get to see their friends. A lot of them have friends across teams that are coming in from other states, that are coming in from across Michigan, and just getting to be there together and getting to watch. I think for some of those younger skaters, you get to watch the older levels. Watching the collegiate skaters on Saturday night is one of the highlights, I think, for a lot of them, because for a lot of these kids, getting to go and skate in college is a very real thing, especially here in Michigan. We have great skating programs across a lot of our colleges and universities, and many of our skaters from GKSA go on and continue skating in college. So for a lot of these skaters, just seeing those possibilities and feeling that community and seeing what's out there is what it's all about this weekend.
All right, fantastic stuff. Jessica, thank you so much for stopping by. I do want to remind everybody one last time that if you want to know a little bit more information on the Kalamazoo Kick-Off Classic, which gets going starting tomorrow at the Kalamazoo Wings Event Center, you can find all that information right now inside this week's Weekend Planner over on woodtv.com. Jessica, one last time, thank you so much for being here today. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course. I want to thank everybody else for tuning into this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Penarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.